O'Connell, more affectionately known now as Jacqueline O'Connell's older sister. It's a really big deal for me to be up here today. I mean, ever since I was a little girl, I used to run home from Mr. Jackson Elementary School and get all dolled up and stand in front of my mirror and practice giving the 2009 Centennial graduation speech. That's obviously a lie. Because for the longest time, I actually thought I would be delivering this speech in May of 2008, my original date of graduation. Again, for those of you guys who don't recognize me, I apologize. Really, it's not you, it's me. By far, the things I've heard most often this year are, wait, didn't you graduate last year? Or, what are you still doing here? And to be honest, I've asked myself that many times. But I started out just like you guys, just like any other freshman, until life threw me this thing called a curveball. In August of 2004, I walked the halls of Centennial for the first time. Like most freshmen, I figured it'd be the typical 4 years of football games, AP classes, driving, prom, and for the most part it was. I was having fun and working to become a well-rounded student any college would be glad to accept. Which is why during my junior year, after having taken 5 years of Spanish, I decided to switch into a level 1 German class. It was in this class that my teacher told me about a year he spent living abroad as a high school exchange student. He mentioned that he went through a highly accredited scholarship program and he asked if anyone in the class was interested. Now, I was definitely curious. I always thought I would study abroad in college, but to spend my senior year in a country where I hardly knew the language, no thanks. I definitely wasn't interested. But embarrassed by the lack of enthusiasm from the rest of my classmates, I raised my hand and got an application. 9 months, 6 essays, an interview, and one long, grueling internal conflict later, and I was on my way to Germany, ready to spend my senior year in a foreign country. And now looking back, I can honestly say, 3 years after this whole process began, that moment in German class was the most wonderfully received curveball I've ever received. That year abroad was the greatest experience of my entire life. All 19 years of it. And now here I am, back from Germany, back from my 5th year as a student of Centennial, finally ready to fulfill the goal I set back in 2004, to graduate high school. My parents must be so proud. You know, students, I feel like we're constantly pushed towards planning every aspect of our lives. Which APs we're going to take, which extracurriculars we're going to be involved in, what we're doing after high school. And that's definitely not a bad thing. It's never wrong to plan for your future. But it is wrong if we allow set plans to hinder us from experiencing some of the best of what life has to offer, which is the unexpected. We don't know what the future holds, but that's the beautiful thing about our journeys. It's not about the knowing. It's about taking life as it comes our way and jumping at every incredible chance that the universe presents us with. It's about not being afraid to say no to the norm, and about having the courage to stray off the forged path. You know, sometimes I think the world knows us better than we know ourselves. It knows that we aren't all meant for a four-year university. Some of us are meant to be where the action is, and some of us are meant to be getting our hands dirty, which is why some of us will be joining the armed services next year in order to defend our country. In order to travel abroad to help those in need. And some of us will be joining the workforce to do things that I will never know how to do. And that's amazing. That's what life's all about. It's about finding what works best for you and about running through that door with the utmost conviction and passion. We've all heard of carpe diem and seizing the day, but seizing opportunities, no matter how improbable or scary they may be, that's what the journey is all about. Don't worry if your plans are not the way you expect them to. Just trust that the universe is unfolding around you as it should. No matter what you believe, I think it's safe to say that life is not just a series of meaningless accidents and coincidences, but rather many beautiful moments and circumstances that culminate into with the sublime tapestry that is our lives. And I think even though we know that this tapestry is going to be beautiful to look at once we're done, we know that it's what we put into it that makes the final product that much more amazing. C.P. Cafferty, a Greek poet, says it best, I think, in his poem entitled Ithaca. He writes, "When you start on your journey to Ithaca, then pray that the road is long, full of adventure, and full of knowledge. Always keep Ithaca fixed in your mind. To arrive there is your ultimate goal. But do not hurry the voyage at all. It is better to let it last for long years, and even to anchor at the isle when you are old, rich with all that you have gained on the way, not expecting that Ithaca will offer you riches. Ithaca has given you the beautiful voyage. Without her, you would have never taken the road. And with the great wisdom you have gained, and with so much experience, you must surely have understood by then what Ithaca means. We may not know yet what our Ithacas mean, but we need to realize that the journey is its own reward. I think that's been proven to us during our time at Centennial. but our journeys go far beyond our life in the fortress, which is why I would like to extend a wish to the class of 2009 and to everybody here today. I wish that whatever you face in the noisy confusion of life, that you always find peace, and that whatever your aspirations are, that you never give up and you never turn your back on a wide open door. I hope you all remember to enjoy the path you're on, and I pray that each of you has a beautiful voyage, and that you all reach your Ithacas after a long, long journey, full of adventure and full of knowledge. As a wise high schooler once said, it's not about how fast I get there. It's not about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb. Thanks so much for